Welcome to r/entitled parents with horrible horrors, where a entitled parent accuses someone of robbing her for a quarter. Entitled mum wants a refund on a gumball her son choked on, accuses me of robbing her. From Deathly Goldhorn. She held up her hand with a chewed up gumball and urged me to take it, in which I declined. Me. I'm so sorry to hear that, Em. You'd better be, he could have died. Me. I don't know how to help you. She started doing this thing where she smiles and starts looking around as if some fake ass crowd is booing at me. You all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you do. Give me a refund. Me, sorry. You heard me. I said give me a refund. I just loved how she put her hand on the table and pointed at me as if I just talked back to my mum. Me, man, this is a hot topic. We don't sell food here. In fact, no store here sells gumballs. That's given by the mall itself. Yeah, I know you work for the mall, so therefore you sell the gumballs. Don't pull yourself out of this. I'm not dumb. Oh yes, of course, she's not dumb. Me, no, that's not really how it works, and even if it did, you can't refund eaten food. I don't care, I want my money! Me, it's literally a quarter. A few seconds of silence grew between us. The kid was just standing there looking at me with a blank ass expression, while his mum was practically pulling his arm off. She started smiling with that sassy face. Okay. At this point, other people in the store were looking at her and was getting kind of embarrassed. Yeah. She started to look around at the other people as if again there was some crowd on her side, and after looking at one lady as if she was saying, "Can you believe this?" the other lady just slowly turned to the other cashier, who just happens to be my girlfriend. Then she looked back at me and said, "I see what's going on here. You can't fool me." Me, I, I don't. You're trying to rob me. I stood there looking at her. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Yeah, you are. Microwave noises intensify. How she kept on repeating yeah over and over as if she had won. It was just so awkward. Me, I robbed you for a quarter? Yeah, my husband is the owner of this mall. He can fire you like this. She snapped, both literally and metaphorically. I could tell she was trying to get me scared, but I wasn't, because guess what? The owner of the mall was a woman, who I had met personally. Me? Oh wow, should I call her? Let me. Me. I'd love to hear her voice again. My mom just looked at me, a smug look on my face. You could probably see it through the mask. She just slammed on the table and started screaming at me. How could you smile like this? A little boy could have died. You were robbing me and murdering my son on the same day. How could you smile? What kind of sick... At this point, my boss, who was in the bathroom, came out and heard the commotion. B.O. And I guess that's boss? Oi! We both turned to look at him. What's going on here? Before I could even speak, she threw her hands in the air, luckily for her son, and said, "He's robbing me!" My boss just looked at me with the most confused look on his face. I was just shaking my head. I was just done. Boss, what? The mum just went on and on explaining the whole story to him. Apparently her son choked on it in the car. He then went on explaining how she can't refund food, and I stepped in to say that she absolutely could because her husband was the mall owner. But, do you even know the store owner? She was red. She looked around at the other people at the store and my girlfriend before once again ripping her son's hand off and stormed out of the store without saying anything. Everyone in the store just took turns looking at each other before some teenage boy broke the silence by saying, "Rage quit." Everyone started laughing and we went back to work. I remember my girlfriend came over the next day and wanted to know the full story behind it, as she hadn't heard the entire thing. And people say working as a cashier isn't fun. OP, I can't tell if you were sarcastic with that last line. Honestly, working as a cashier has its fun moments. It's hell with customers like this, but at the same time, they're hilarious to watch. My selfish grandma ruined her own Christmas from Luran Cressetta. I think I pronounced that wrong, but we'll see. When the lockdown began, my dad has always helped her mother by buying groceries for her. She is old and wanted to keep it that way, even though she had the permission to buy them herself again. My dad is a kind person, so he agreed. This was going smoothly until this week. My dad went into her apartment to give her all the groceries. She pays for them, but that is not relevant. He came home. The next day, he got a call from his sister. She said that my grandma had gone to visit her neighbors who had corona, and she hadn't said anything to my dad about it. She knew that she was exposed to the virus when my dad went to give her the groceries. She didn't tell him and just went with her day. I don't know how my aunt got that info, but whatever. Now my dad is so pissed and wanted an apology. She didn't apologize. Today I found out that my anti-vaxxer grandma had corona. I kind of feel bad, but she had it coming to her. She was so selfish that she didn't tell my dad that she was exposed. I am pissed too. If my Xmas is ruined because of her, I will not forgive her. Honestly, OP, I don't blame you for not forgiving her, but let's be real, she's an anti-vaxxer. She's not the smartest one of the bunch. It's pretty... It was coming to her. Let's just say that. My mom turned our power off and got my husband arrested by Kitty Chaos 420. What an amazing name. I apologize in advance for the length. My husband, 24, just went to school for a new career. This was expensive, but we were living paycheck to paycheck. To manage this, we moved into my mother's trailer for $200 a month. Now, my mom is eccentric. Her and my husband don't get along, and it was already a big sell for him to agree with this arrangement. To be fair, I have my issues with her as well. I had promised we'd have our own space, and he wouldn't have to worry about anything. Well, the first incident came while I was at work. I got a call from my husband saying Mum had a gas leak and that she had to have it turned off. Thing was, now she wanted our heater. Now, I get why she needed heat, but I can also understand why my husband didn't want to stay in the house. For one, my mum refused to not smoke with my son in the house, 2 years old. My husband also has Asperger's, and mum oversteps boundaries constantly. And it would have been an indefinite situation because mum refused to cool and fix her gas. It was a bad idea, so in an effort to fix the situation, I left work early with a brand new heater. Too little, too late, because mum turned off our power. After giving the go-ahead to leave without a car seat, I got off a call with my husband. When I tried to call my mom, it was going straight to voicemail. Then about 5 minutes later, I got a call from a police station saying my husband was detained. I let them know I was on my way with the car seat. Turns out that when I get there, they want a statement because someone told them my husband threatened my mum with a gun. Aftermath. We moved in temporarily with a friend and expedited the process of low-income housing. My mom swears up and down she didn't say anything about guns to the police, just called to let them know my son didn't have a car seat. She even sent a public record showing 2 wellness checks to her property. They let my husband go, but took all of his ammo, important for his line of work, and this whole situation could have ended his career. At first, I just wanted some space for things to cool down, but some new information has come to light. Firstly, my brother has told me Mum knew she didn't have a gas leak. She wanted to call my husband's bluff since he knows everything and didn't realize they would shut her gas off. Second, my sister-in-law was the other person who called the police, so it was either her or Mum that said he threatened her with a weapon. And lastly was a second incident. I went to get the rest of my things from on her lunch break because she works from home. She told me to leave and come back when I was ready to talk to her. That was the only day I had to do this and included things like my son's winter clothes and equipment needed to start my husband's job. She shut off her phone and ignored me knocking on her door. She refuses to take responsibility for her part in any of this to the point of thinking I'm being controlled by either my husband or mother-in-law. All she has are excuses, and she refuses to understand that I am upset with her. I do not want to roll over on this because I don't have a best track record for standing my ground. I felt guilty about cutting her out, being the holidays and such. Then I got more information, and my mom tried bartering my things for my cooperation. Would I be an idiot if I didn't speak with her again? I don't know what she can't understand, and I've tried explaining why I'm upset, but all she does is try to twist things to her favor. If she can't acknowledge her any wrongdoing, then I see no point in trying to reconcile. Yes, she's done a lot to help us, but I hate it when people use that to excuse shitty behavior. She'll eventually bring my things so she can try and talk to me without my husband there. I think I'll bring a friend as a buffer. I hate conflict, and more often than not, I yield under fire. I left out a lot since this is already pretty long. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I honestly don't think you'd be an idiot at all. I reckon the best choice would be to go no contact as soon as you get your stuff back. Basically, the first chance you get, she sounds manipulative, and quite honestly, she treats you like shit. So I reckon bail when you can.